Okay, in this exercise, I'm going to show you really how to use the bare minimum of strokes to portray, in this case, a cat. So it's really useful, for example, if you overwork paintings and you don't know when to stop, just limiting the amount of marks you use. And we're going to start actually with our largest brush. I've got a few to choose from. I've got my image, I've got my paint. So we're going to dive in. I'm also working on canvas, and I've just laid down this green um, background, so that will pop the light a little bit better. So, okay, so to start with, what I want to do is maybe include a light color, not really white, but something like a cream. So if I get my white with some yellow ochre, I've got all my colors arranged here, but I'm really just going to use a fairly limited palette just to keep everything nice and simple. So got yellow ochre with white, maybe tiny bit of blue in it. That will turn it into a slightly more grey color. So the brush is fully loaded. And what I want to do is start off by really getting almost the profile of the cat. So the other thing I want to do is I really want to utilize the weight of the paint and the brush stroke that I'm going to use. So if I start at the top, don't lift the brush off, and just really look for that kind of mark. So obviously I've got enough paint, but it's just as it trails off, it's just going to break up a little bit. So we'll reload the brush, maybe get a bit more paint this time. And we'll just carry that on a little bit more. So his toes are here. And we'll just carry that on this side. And we'll make a few marks. One there. One there. One there. Okay. And we're going to just cut into that line like so. It makes it slightly harder without drawing, but like I say, we're trying to improvise here and try to limit the amount of marks. I'm just going to extend this a little bit more like that. Okay. So the other thing I've just noticed, that's going to be quite large, so we're just going to extend that mark out a little bit more. Okay, so next I want to mix up a kind of orange or burnt orange color. So I've got burnt sienna and some orange. And again, maybe we'll put a bit of green in this just to dilute the color a little bit. Like so. And again, what we want to do is, so for the head, for example, we're going to go down one and maybe then across like so. Okay, and the same with the back. We're going to go along, cut across like so. And I think we're going to darken the color up a bit, so a bit more green and burnt sienna. And we're going to run that along the back like so, just slightly interfering with the light mark like so. And just elaborate on that a little bit more. Back to the green, orange and burnt sienna, and just for his tail, something like that. Okay, so I've got a few gaps here and there. Now, while I've got this slightly darker color, what we're going to do is we're going to elaborate on the ears a little bit, like so, and like so. Okay, he's got the odd little mark there, and actually it's just dark around the eyes. There's a bit of a shadow, so we'll cut across. Again, try to do it in one stroke, like that. And just at the back there, just comes out a little bit more. Okay, now his eyes are there, but what I'm going to do is probably going to use a slightly darker color, but he has got a little color just there by his nose. Okay, just seeing if I can do anything else. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe a little bit of dark there. Okay, I want to lighten up the color again and create a bit of a shadow color for the light. So loads of white into my brush, and I should have a darker version of the color I started off with. If I pick up some of the color I've just used. Okay, so what we want to do again is just darken some of these areas off. And just in here. And just how it swings round. And then down again. Again, mix up the color a little bit more. And just drag some of that behind. His back leg actually just is slightly more extended. So some of that there. Okay, and that color can come down like so. A couple of other little things. Just where his ears are, just wanted to slightly correct those two areas, and just around the jawline, it's a little bit darker. So we'll do that like so. Okay, and just lastly, a little bit of dark for the eye. Like so. Okay, so very, very straightforward in terms of just looking for some really, really basic shapes. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and see you next time.